Well, good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy days to join us on this webinar for the launch of the KPI Client Portal. We're very excited to have this opportunity to share some information about this portal, which is a great new initiative here at KPI, and also to share a demo of the portal and how it will work. So first of all, I'd like to just make sure that I introduce myself. My name is Brian Piquel. I'm the CEO of KP Interface. And with me today, also on the call, as needed, we'll have Tim Mazer, who is he is a cybersecurity analyst at KPI, but he's also someone who's been helping us to prepare this portal for launch, and he can also potentially answer any questions you might have. First of all, if you do have any questions, feel free to post them to the chat up above in the Teams window. Just post them up there, and Tim will be watching that, and he will, at least at the end, we will have time for questions and answers about anything. Either Tim will reply to that chat, or we'll answer that at the end so everybody can hear the question. The next thing I want to do is just really go over why we have this portal coming online. Why is KPI doing this? And the reason really goes back to what our goals and our values are as a company. First and foremost, we want to deliver a first-rate client experience for all of our customers. We don't just want to, manage your IT or support your IT. Our goal is to offer a first-rate experience, and we think this portal will greatly assist in that. The second thing is we want to offer more transparency to our clients. We want to make sure that we're presenting as much information to them, to you at your fingertips whenever you want it, so you know as much as possible what's going on. Third, we want to be held accountable. So we want to make sure we're doing our job properly. And through this portal, you're going to be able to see a lot more about what we're doing, whether it be a service request, whether it be a report that we're doing that displays how well we're doing. You're going to be able to see this information anytime you want. And then lastly, all of these things really flow into our value at KPI of trust. When you engage an IT provider, an IT partner like KPI, we know that you're placing your trust in us, and we're going to do everything we can to enhance that trust. And we think this portal will help with that. So sometimes what we've noticed is that clients sometimes face certain challenges when it comes to their IT and IT management. One of them is lack of visibility. If you have a partner like KPIs, you may know, hey, yeah, they're supporting us, they're doing some things for us, but you really don't have visibility at your fingertips at any point in time to really know what's going on or things that you have in place. There's no real-time reporting. You might get reporting on an ongoing basis on a monthly or quarterly business meeting that we have with you, a business technology meeting we have with you, but in between those meetings, you might not have access to reporting, or before those meetings, you might not have access to reporting. So that's a challenge. And then another thing is sometimes juggling multiple platforms. It's one place to submit a service request. It's another way to submit a purchase request. So this hopefully will address some of those things. And really, that's kind of the way we see it, is that this portal, this investment we made and the solution we came up with will give you improved visibility, real-time reporting, make it easier to access us and access technology information, and really have everything in one place to make it as easy as possible for you and your users as well. Before we go into the demo, again, I just want to welcome everybody. There's about 60 people that registered for the event, and most of you I know, or I know of you at least. Some of you I may not, so it's nice to have you all on board. But also, I think most of the people are points of contact at our clients. So people that are engaged with us, the main point of contact for our clients. So what I'm going to show you, though, in the portal is two different experiences that you can have in the portal, both the user way and the admin way to access the portal. The first thing I want to show, though, is just how do you get to the portal? We've made it pretty easy. If you just go to portal.kpinterface.com, then you're going to be able to access the portal. You're going to see a logon screen that's going to look something like this, and you'll be able to access it with your Microsoft credentials, your Google credentials, or some other way. But most of the time, it's going to be through your Microsoft or Google credentials, okay? And the other ways you're going to be able to access it, there is a way to enable it within Teams, so that within Teams, if you're a user of Teams, you're going to see in your left-hand side, your menu bar, a KPI service portal icon. That can be enabled. It doesn't have to be enabled, but it can be enabled. And then lastly, there's a way we can put it in your system tray at the bottom of your screen, in your clock and time, and you can access it there as well. So, but again, I have it as portal.kpinterface.com. I saved it as a bookmark so I can always easily get to it, and that's how you can get to it, okay? Now, the first thing I wanted to do is show what a user would see when they log on, meaning not an admin. An admin is going to be our main point of contact. It's going to be someone probably in finance, an IT manager. It could be a CEO or some other executive who's going to want access to more things. But I'm first going to show you what the general experience is and what the end users would see. When they log in, they're going to come to this home page, okay? And the home page is going to have a few things on it that I want to explain. First, it's obviously going to have these menu items, which I'll show in a minute. But right at the top, it's going to have some messages that we can send out to everybody, letting them know when something's going on. So obviously right here, we just have a welcome message for now. But we also have a message about a new technology that's coming on board that will impact the end user. So this is actually a real message. We are launching a new self-service password and authentication system, but we'll have more information about that in the next couple of weeks. But it's something that we can do to announce important events or important announcements from KPI. In the middle here is where mostly we're going to do most of our work, which is how you can access us for service requests, a purchase request. You can do your service ticket review, and you can get updates on Microsoft 365, new changes coming out, new releases coming out, etc. And Microsoft 365 status, meaning, you know, is the email online, or is there problems with email, or hey, Teams isn't working quite right for me. If I go to 365 status, you can see things after, and I'll show you that in a minute. Also, we'll have articles at the bottom that will be informative about, you know, various things from how to engage us. We'll have more information about how to use our systems, whether it be our anti-spam tool or our password management tool, and then other articles related to Microsoft 365 and more to come on that. And I just want to mention up at the top, there is a place you can do a general search on the portal. And probably most importantly, right here, every user will have the ability to start a chat session for support if they want by clicking on these headphones at the top. So you click on that, it immediately starts a chat session with one of our consultants. Okay, so I want to dive into some of these now. If a user opens up this service request, what they're going to see is a list of different areas where they could have a need, and you know, if they drill into that, they're going to have some options to pick from. If they pick on one, what it's going to do is ask a couple of questions that will help us gather more information. They'll click submit, boom, the ticket gets opened. Our consultants see it and contact them to start solving the issue. Okay, so that's one thing. If they, you know, if you want to open up, if there's no, sorry, I want to say one thing. If there's not listed here, they'll have that option at the bottom that, hey, my issue doesn't fit any of these categories, so I'm just going to click this, and then I'll be able to put in my ticket that way as well. Okay. On a purchase request, just keep in mind, we're going to make sure that all purchase requests are going through the proper authoritative person at each client. So we know who they are. Usually our points of contact or somebody in finance. But if someone does put in something here, or if you want to put something in here, you can do that. And we're going to have different options for you to pick from here. For example, different types of PCs, or something for the network, could be monitors, it could be an equipment recycle form. And when you open up one of these things, again, it's going to ask you all the questions that you would need to answer in order for us to process that request. Again, the idea is really to be more efficient both with your time and our time, because sometimes, as you may know already, a lot of these things tend to go back and forth a lot. And we're trying to do is reduce that amount of time we're both spending on it so we can get things expedited a lot more quickly. Okay. So that's a purchase request. And again, service ticket review, I'm logged in here to a company that we renamed Dunder Mifflin, but I'm actually logged in here as kind of a dummy user account. So I don't have any tickets listed here, but any user would be able to see the tickets that are open for them under open, any ones that are closed, they've been closed, anything that we're waiting on would be listed under waiting as well. So they'll be able to see all their tickets in one spot, not only current tickets, but of course previous tickets as well. So if they want to go back to a ticket where they know we told them what to do, and it's, maybe it's a Friday night at 7 o'clock and they don't want to call after hours, well, they can go into these tickets and say, you know what, that guy the other day fixed something for me. I'm going to go back and look at that ticket and see what notes he put in there, see if I can quickly fix it myself. That'll be available to your end users. And as an admin, you'll have access to all service tickets. So all service tickets that are opened, all service tickets that are closed, and any service tickets that are in waiting mode as well. So that is the home screen. And under the company menu, there's a couple things out here to note. One is application. So we have the capability to publish online type applications, right? Software as a service type application. So we have Office 365 published here for, I think, everybody who's going to be using it. We also have a link to our KPI remote support when our technicians need to remote into your PC. That link is here, but we can add applications on your end as well. So if you have these types of applications, we can publish them for your users as well. And these are all these different screens are customized for each client, okay? So not any two clients will see the same thing. So if you're using QuickBooks Online, for example, you want that out there, the next company they won't see that necessarily if they don't have QuickBooks Online. These are individually customized to your company. There is a directory out here for anybody you might have out here in Microsoft 365. If you put in their cell phone information, other contact information, your employees can see each other's contact information. That's what that is. Knowledge base is just going back to the articles, and messages will just be messages that we advertise from KPI. The Client Center is just another place to find a service request, a purchase request, a service ticket review, etc. But the other thing for the end users to note is the fact that we have training out here available to them. First of all, we have about 20 different courses available to them in different parts of, especially Microsoft technology, but some other areas as well, including some cyber awareness. We published a couple of courses ourselves. For example, here's one on Keeper Password Manager. So if anybody, for example, you're onboarding somebody and they didn't have a chance to learn how to use that, you can assign them this training. They can go out and learn how to set up their account. Now, of course, you can always submit a service request, and we'd be happy to help you with that. But we can publish different trainings like this that will help your users. Now, the other thing that's possible, if you have training that you want to do that's custom to your company, to your environment, we can also publish them out here on this training website as well. So keep that in mind, that we can customize these and do custom trainings for your particular company out here as well. So, and then the other thing to note out here is these quick starts. Quick starts are really just quick guides that give an introduction to a certain application that might be helpful for someone who's not used to using PowerPoint, for example, in this case, and they show the user basically what to do and how to use it, generally speaking. So those things work as well. On the courses, by the way, we automatically give you 20 courses, but there is the ability to subscribe to up to 80 more. And I will publish that list and get that to you, but it might be something that you might want to consider going forward. So we'll make that available to you as soon as we can. Okay. All right. So that's basically the end user experience. That's what they're going to see. What the admins will see, or what the points of contact or executives will see, they're going to see the same 4 menu items, but they're also going to see 6 more menu items. Okay, and I'm going to go through that with you right now. So first of all, under infrastructure, you're going to see certain aspects of the technology assets that you have, right? Right now, many of you are investing in technology, whether it be hardware, software, licensing, cloud applications, services, obviously, but you don't have access to at your fingertips what you actually own, what you actually have. So for example, under domains, you're going to quickly see, hey, this is our real domain, and this is where it's registered to, and this is the DNS information on it, et cetera. Now, again, this might not mean a lot to everybody on this call, but some of you are more familiar with this than others, and it might be helpful just to have it. If you have other domains that you might have for various reasons, they'll be listed here as well. Also, you're going to see if you have a Microsoft 365 account, you're going to see that domain out here as well. Okay, so it's just going to show you that it's there. It's also going to tell you when things expire. And that's important, obviously, to know and plan for as well. Now, endpoints are going to be the computers, right? And you can see on this page that this is the overview page. It's going to show you all your computers. This client here has, I think, about 150 or so. It's going to show you the ones that are online, the ones that are offline. It's going to show you basically at a high level what the OS, the manufacturer, the model, et cetera. But if you click into any one of these, then you're going to be able to see more details on it. You're going to be able to see, again, a high level, what's here, what antivirus it's running, what OS release it has, et cetera. Again, many of you may not be interested in all these things, but it's nice to know they're out there. It'll also show you where the computer is geographically. So for example, this particular computer happens to be in Ocean City, New Jersey. I happen to know that who this person is. This is a shore house, but he has a computer down there that is out there. But you know, if you're an IT admin or an office manager or CFO, that you might want to know, hey, where are our computers? Where do they exist? And you have the option to click on the maps here to the right and see where all the endpoint locations are. Okay, so anyway, just something that's nice to have out there. You can also download this information to a CSV file as well. So it includes more information too. So you can download that, save it, manipulate it, whatever you want to do. It's also going to show some aspects of security as well as performance in all the endpoints as well. So if you have servers that are located in your environment, it's going to show them as well. Same kind of thing as the endpoints, but it just breaks up the endpoints from the servers in this case, okay? And then lastly, it's going to show software as well that's installed across your environment, how many times it's installed, et cetera. So you can see that. Software services and software as a service items as well, okay? So by the way, if you ever see this red bar going across the top, what that's telling you is that the system is just gathering the information. The more assets you have, sometimes it takes a little bit longer to load, but once it's loaded, it's very fast. Okay, so that's infrastructure. Next is usage. Usage really has to do with Microsoft 365 usage. So it's going to show all your users out there, in this case under email, how many items they have in their mailbox, how much storage they're using, what the quota, what the limit is of their mailbox. So if I wanted to see who's using the most, well, I've got this guy, Dave, using 38 gigabytes out of 50 gigabytes total. So he's going to eventually come up against his quota, which could be a challenge. You know, it might be time to implement some kind of archiving system or something like that, but it's just good to know. Again, it's also going to show how much Teams is being used, how much SharePoint is being used, or any other systems that are out there. And every client, of course, is going to be a little bit different. Again, you can see that red line going across the top. So it's gathering the information from SharePoint to find out, okay, how many people are using it, how many files do they have out there, things like that. This particular client is still using a file server, I know, so they're not quite on SharePoint yet, but if they were, it would show a lot more information out there. Under data, it's just going to give you more activity about files they're accessing. You know, this is really, I believe, the OneDrive data information. So it's going to show you allocated as 1 terabyte in OneDrive, everybody gets in 365, and then how much is being used. Okay. Now, this is a great section here on licensing. I can't tell you how many times whether it be our accounting department or somebody else says, hey, how many licenses do we have? We seem to be paying for some. I don't know if we're using them all. Well, the nice part is now this is already readily available for you at your fingertips. You can go out here and say, okay, we have Business Basic. Okay, I see that we have 6 total and 4 are being used. Well, I want to know who's using those, right? So if I click on that, it'll pull up, okay, the used licenses are 4, who are my 4 users that are using them, okay? And you can click on them and find out more information about them. So this was helpful. I was just helping somebody yesterday. Somebody's on the call right now about Power BI. And, we didn't know what we had, but going out here quickly, I was able to find it out. So, and as you add more licensing or different types of licensing, this will populate, okay, further. So again, users is just going back to users, but it's also giving you information about groups as well, any alternate emails that might be out there, Microsoft 365 groups. So again, all this information will be available to you, and not only to you, but to us. We have this information. We can get to it going through different portals, but it's nice to have it, a lot of this in one spot, even for us. As your VCIO, your virtual chief information officer is working with you, preparing reports, going, reviewing something with you. I expect them to go through this portal with you too on their business technology reviews with you, but they'll be able to see this information, share it with you, and go through it with you and quickly reference anything they might need. Okay, getting down to security. Now, security comprises both a little bit of security, a little bit of backup. So if you're using our Microsoft 365 backup system, you're for either email, SharePoint, Teams, OneDrive, you're going to see that information out here. Okay, you're going to see, how much is being used, how many mailboxes are being backed up, how many public folders are being backed up, etc. This particular client's not using it for SharePoint and OneDrive, but if they were, they would show you how many sites and how many folders, etc., are being backed up. So it's just, again, backups I've been preaching for a long time. It's one thing for a client to subscribe to backups and being told that their IT provider is doing them. It's another thing to know and have confidence that they are actually being done. And there's a significant difference between the two. So we want to provide that information to you that shows you, yes, they're actually being done. In this case, these backups are backups of the servers this client has in the environment. So you can see, look, these are the servers being backed up. This is when they were backed up, etc. I believe this is showing you offsite backups as well. Email is just showing you email activity, sent mail, open mail, read mail. Not overly interesting. But here, this is a little bit more on cybersecurity awareness training. For most of our clients, we're providing cybersecurity awareness training. Most of you may be familiar with a site called, you might not know it as Breach Secure now, but it's PII-protect.com. That's where you get your training. And this here is bringing that information into this particular area under identity. You can see the user. In this case, we're talking about breach count as passwords that have been breached or credentials that haven't been breached out there. So you can see who's been breached, not their computer necessarily, but if they have a log on to LinkedIn or something like that, it's going to show that their password, their credentials may have been breached out there. And you can click on this and find out more information about it. It also includes the training. And this is a very important part for us VCIOs to understand, well, how is everybody doing on their training? We wanted everybody to at least take the annual training. Is everybody doing that? Well, I can see these users have not done it yet, whereas these users have all done it. They've gotten pretty good scores. ESS is employee security score. That's the employee security score for each individual person. We obviously don't want to see people in the 200s and 300s. What we want to do is see people in the 700s and in the high 600s. At least 700 is kind of what we target for. On the right-hand side, you're going to see the average employee security score for the whole organization. So this organization's got a 647 security score. That's a good metric to know. That means, generally speaking, that company has good cyber awareness. People are getting trained, and they're less likely to get a breach. So that's important to know. And then, sorry, I forgot to mention phishing failure rate. So, this person here has failed 33% of the phishing tests that we typically send out once a month. He's failed a third of them. That's a lot. That means he's most likely going to be one of those users who's going to get the company in trouble. So we want to put a spotlight on that person and help them to get better training. So that's that's under security identity. Under compliance, probably the most important thing for now, there's some areas of policies, et cetera, but the thing important for now is reports. As you can see, this system, the client portal, is pulling in reporting information from other places. But in some cases, we don't have the ability to quite pull it in yet. But what we can do is populate these reports right in here for you. So you can still access these reports right in here in this report section if it doesn't have another section that it's pulling it in. This is hardware lifecycle report. There's also patch management reports out here, etc. So we'll be populating all clients with all these reports going forward and more to come in that area. So there'll be more published here. But I do want to go down to this last section. First of all, this is really for people, again, main points of contact, accounting people. You're going to be able to see any agreements that you have with KPI here, what the monthly billing cycle looks like, how much the agreement's for, etc. So you're going to see that under agreements. Under dashboards, you're going to see information about various aspects of the technology environment. One thing I want to pull up here is feedback. So feedback is our ticket surveys that we send out and how we're doing with ticket surveys. And this is kind of giving you, again, dashboards of that. Okay, it obviously showing you ticket history as well and some other areas up here as well. If you want to get more detailed feedback information, you go down to this feedback menu item. You can see, well, these are the tickets here in September where we got feedback for. This is the user, and this is what maybe they said. This is the score they gave us, good, bad, or indifferent. We publish them out here for you. For the accounting people, you can see your invoices out here. You can see what's been paid. You can see what's not been paid yet. You can see what type of invoice it is. And we still have a link to our accounting portal. So if you click on the accounting portal here to pay an invoice, you can do that. You can log in and then go to that portal to pay it. We don't have the payment integrated into this portal yet. I'm hoping that'll be down the road. But for right now, you can see everything at least. You can drill down into the invoice to see more information. The invoice is right here. You can download them, or you can open up that button to go out and pay that if you want. And you can still go right to that portal, the accounting portal, if you want anytime you want as well. The planner is really a strategic planning location to put in initiatives that you and your VCIO are planning for. They are typically project-related initiatives, things that we're recommending, things that we have scheduled for the next 4 quarters, and things that have been completed as well. You can drill down into these and see more information about, these particular projects as well. So, but at a high level, we categorize them, we put the pricing out there, etc. On quotes, you can see all your quotes as well. So things that are open, things that are won. If something's open, you can click on that. You can click the PDF, or you can click on our web portal, and you can go out there, access the quote. You can then you can approve it, etc. So that we're bringing right to you. You can see all the quotes you've ever had, what you ordered, etc. No need to ask us for anything anymore or save it in some other way. You have it right here for you all the time. And this goes backwards, I think, indefinitely. So, and really, basically, that's all the key functions. So I want to stop there. The goal for us, we have some clients already using the system. We'd like to get all of our clients using it. I do want to mention that, for the foreseeable future, you'll still be able to go out to our website, or you can still submit an email request, or you can still call us at 610, 994-9800 and still get our service people that way as well. You can still email quote at KP Interface as well. But we really want to try to streamline the way we're doing business. And we think by having this portal, we can do that, and at the same time provide more transparency, more visibility to you. So, Tim, just question: were there any other questions we should address?
Yeah, I'll just go through the questions that were asked.
Before you do that, Tim, I want to give people. It's almost 2:30, so I want people who need to jump can jump. I just want to let you know, if you want to learn more, or if you want to tell us who your admins are, including you or anybody else in your organization, if you could please send an email to vcio@kpinterface.com and just let us know their names. We can get them set up, make sure they have proper access to the admin experience, okay? If you have any questions or concerns, again, you can email that same email address, and we'll make sure that we get your questions answered. Okay, call you back, whatever we need to do. So Tim, go ahead. If you want to ask someone those questions, that'd be great.
Yeah, so the first question was from Anne. Will the portal be recognized by Keeper logging into it? And I said, yes, it will be logged. You'll be logging in with your Microsoft account, and if you have your Microsoft account saved in Keeper, it will be able to input that password.
Correct. That's correct. Anything else?
Yes, Lisa said, will the portal be available 24/7? And that is a yes, it'll be available.
Anything
Well,
else?
Joan M said, will the portal alert support to overnight emergencies? I said, unfortunately, it will not automatically alert us, but if you put in a ticket through the portal, you will be notified.
Yeah, we will get notified. We are going to make it clear, though, that using our phone system is still the best way to open an emergency request. So we'll be monitoring all tickets on our ticketing system, all hours of the night, all weekend long. But if it's an emergency urgent request, our standard is going to stay the same for the foreseeable future, that we ask you to call us, because that has the ability to really page the person on call immediately. And not only to that person, but everybody else on the team sees that message. So
Then
Zach
had a question about the applications that are added to the portal. And he asked if they are only cloud-based or if you're able to deliver applications to people, like you would give them a executable file. The answer is, unfortunately, no. You can only add cloud applications to that.
Right.
You can only add the links to them.
Right. Currently, that's the case. I will tell you that this is, we didn't develop this portal ourselves. We're working with a partner to do it. There's a lot of customization we have to do on it, but they are adding new features, new integrations all the time. So this portal will grow in terms of its capabilities over time. So maybe in the future there's a way to do that, but not currently, at least. So anything else, Tim?
Yeah, there's another question from Charles. He said, does the portal monitor both VMs and the host? I said, as far as I know, that it is only rolled out to Windows machines. So if it was going to see the host, it would have to be a Windows machine.
A Windows host, yeah, correct. I believe you're right on that at this point in time. Now, we do publish our hardware lifecycle report, though. You saw that one report section. That hardware lifecycle support will give you some information on the host as well as the virtual machines as well.
Mm-hmm. Then Sean asked, will current users be migrated or will they need to be created? I think he's asking for if they'll need to be created in the portal. And I said, yeah.
Go ahead, Tim. Go ahead.
Yeah, so their accounts will be created for them automatically, and they'll be able to log in with their Microsoft account.
Correct.
It'll be super easy.
Yeah, I think the only challenge we would have if someone didn't have a Microsoft account. That might be a little bit different. But if anybody has a Microsoft account, then they'll be able to log in with those credentials, or Google for that matter. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Karen Spottiswood said, sorry, we'll be able to make changes to user groups inside of the portal. I said, no, unfortunately, for security purposes, you won't be able to do that.
Right. Right. Yeah, it's still going to have to be done in the Office 360, or sorry, Microsoft 365 admin portal if you're going to make changes to things like that. This is more for the purposes of reporting than it is for administration.
Then Zach said, we'll be able to populate additional licensing information into the portal. Are you able to include license pricing for Microsoft products? These would both assist in budgeting.
Yeah, you know what, Zach, the place we'll probably put pricing would be in that purchase request section. We can add various different popular licensings that are out there. I know, for example, like server licensing or different levels of Microsoft 365 licensing we can put out there. You can put a request and you'll be able to see the pricing that's published out there. As far as populating more things in that licensing portal, anything that's Microsoft related for now should be added to that. So if you add a Microsoft license, that's going to be added. You'll see more things in that list. So every client's list will look different. If it's other types of licensing like Adobe or something like that, I'm not sure. I don't know the answer to that right now, if that's out there or not.
Yeah, so I did look into it after he messaged me, and you are able to do it for some products.
Okay.
I have not done it personally yet, but
Right.
I can help out with that.
Okay, good. Thank you. Any other ones?
And I think that's the last one.
Okay.
Does anyone else have any other questions?
If you do, put it up in the chat. And if not, then I just want to say thank you so much for, again, taking the time out of your day to join us today. I hope this was informative. I would love to have your feedback. I would love you all to start using it if you're a client, and give us further feedback. We want to know. We found that there's a lot of capabilities that are built into it. There's a lot more coming, and a lot more we can add right now, actually, to the portal. We just don't have them all ready to go yet, but there's a lot more features coming, and I think it'll be helpful going forward. I do think too is I don't know many other service providers doing this, so I think this is something that is will be a positive experience, hopefully for you, for your users, and for us as well. So again, thanks for your time, and have a great day. Appreciate it. Nice to see you, John. Take care. Bye bye.